Hello again, though if you are new with us, welcome to the Canting Club. This week we have a red from central Spain, from the high altitude up and coming area called Gredos. It's being billed as the new Priorat, but you won't find the name Gredos on any front labels because it doesn't yet have its own DO, Denominación de Origen, the Spanish equivalent of Appellación Controle. And the reason for that is mostly because Gredos straddles the borders of three separate Spanish regions, and traditionally a DO has to belong to just one. There's Castile y León, Castilla-La Mancha, and Madrid. And this one comes from just inside the Madrid border, in the historic manor of San Martin de Valdeiglesias, which was bought from the church in the Middle Ages by a Castilian nobleman for the princely sum of 30,000 Maravedíes, 30,000 Maravedíes, which is now the name of this wine. It's made by all-organic Bodega Marañones, and like most Gredos reds, almost entirely from Garnacha, Grenache, grown as old bush vines on the hillsides, though this one also contains 10% of a really obscure variety, Morate, and a smidgen of Syrah, Shiraz as well. Garnacha's quite pale-skinned and thin-skinned, and you can see that in the light cherry colour of this wine. There's some violet hints in there as well, but it's not very deep. Oh, but the nose is heavenly and really perfumed. It's filled with blue flowers and intense red fruits. It's spicy and herby too, with tobacco and lavender. And a really fresh twist of citrus, orange peel, very distinctive that. There doesn't seem to be any oak at all on this, unusually for a Spanish red, and the scents are really pure. Beautiful. Now that's fully dry and surprisingly fresh, but even more surprisingly, just medium-bodied. The label says 14.5% alcohol, so this is unbelievably light on its feet. However, there's plenty of deep red fruit flavour here, of pomegranate and cherry. But there's also an intriguing medicinal, tobacco-y edge to it as well. But perhaps the most distinguishing feature of this wine is the wonderfully linear acidity. It stays at the same level from start to finish, really holding the wine together. Gorgeous. There are notes of earth and of blackcurrant on the finish, which is spicy and very saline. Terrific salty quality to it. It's dry on the finish, but not drying, despite the pretty firm tannins here, which are well balanced by that acidity. Eventually, the wine ends on some slight alcoholic warmth, not as much as I was expecting, and some more of that lingering medicinal herbal quality. This is really unusual Garnacha, especially from Spain. It's not jammy at all, there's no dried fruits, and there's no oak, although there are Spanish hints here in that earthiness and in the medicinal quality. That wonderfully distinctive saline finish, the saltiness, is apparently really a feature of Gredos Grenache, though I must confess I've never had any other ones yet, though I'm looking forward to trying them. But perhaps the wine this reminds me most of is not Spanish at all. It's French. With its wonderfully perfumed nose and silky sensual palate, this is very reminiscent of a top red Burgundy. If you'd served this to me blind and told me it was a Chambol Musigny Premier Cru, I would have believed you. And that makes it a steal. An aristocratic Burgundy like that from this 2015 vintage, it would cost 3 times as much, and you'd have to keep it 5 years. This upstart Spaniard is just as delicious, but ready to drink right now. Cheers!